It's me, Jeremy. I'm here with my son, Callan. Welcome to Cover to Cover. So, today we're going to be reading The Apocalypse of Moses. It's also known as The Life of Adam and Eve. So, I have the writings in the Sefer, the F Sefer, but I'm going to be reading and screen sharing from the internet here. So, yeah. So, let's see. Check the chat here. Can everybody hear me pretty well and everything? The one person that's watching right now. Hold on, let me see here. I don't know if the chat's working or not. I cannot tell. Oh well. Let's get going here. So, apologies. Alright, so let's get started here. So, excuse me. The Apocalypse of Moses. This is the story of Adam and Eve after they had gone out of paradise. And Adam knew his wife, Eve, and went upwards to the sun rising, and abode there 18 years and 2 months. And Eve conceived and bare 2 sons, a Diaphotos, who is Cain, and Amilibus, who is Abel. And after this, Adam and Eve were with one another, and while they were sleeping, Eve said to Adam, her lord, My lord, Adam, behold, I have seen in a dream this night the blood of my son Amilibus, who is styled Abel, being poured into the mouth of Cain, his brother, and he went on drinking it without pity. But he begged him to leave him a little of it, yet he hearkened not to him, but gulped down the whole. Nor did it stay in his stomach, but came out of his mouth. And Adam said, Let us arise, and go, and see what has happened to them. I fear lest the adversary may be assailing them somewhere. And they both went and found Abel murdered, aye, by the hand of Cain his brother. And God said to Michael, the archangel, Say to Adam, Reveal not the secret thou knowest to Cain thy son, for he is the son of wrath. But grieve not, for I will grieve thee another son in his stead. He shall show to thee all that thou shalt do. Do thou tell him nothing. Thus spake the archangel to Adam. But he kept the word in his heart, and with him also Eve, though they grieved concerning Abel their son. And after this Adam knew Eve his wife, and she conceived and bare Seth. And Adam said to Eve, See, we have begotten a son in place of Abel, whom Cain slew. Let us give glory and sacrifice to Yahweh. And Adam begat 30 sons and 30 daughters, and Adam lived 930 years. And he fell sick, and cried with a loud voice, and said, Let all my sons come to me, that I may see them before I die. And all assembled, for the earth was divided into 3 parts. And Seth his son said to him, Father Adam, what is thy complaint? And he said, My children, I am crushed by the burden of trouble. And they said to him, What is trouble? And Seth answered to him, Hast thou called to mind, Father, the fruit of paradise, which thou used to eat, and hast been grieved in yearning for it? If this be so, tell me, and I will go and bring thee the fruit from paradise. For I will set dung upon my head, and will weep and pray that the Lord will hearken to me, and send his angel, and bring me a plant from paradise, and I will bring it to thee, that thy trouble may cease from thee. Excuse me. And Adam said to him, Nay, my son Seth, but I have much sickness and trouble. Seth said to him, And how hath this come upon thee? And Adam said to him, When God made us, me and your mother, through whom I also die, he did give us power to eat of every tree which is in paradise. But concerning that one only, he has charged us not to eat of it. And through this one we are to die. And the hour drew nigh for the angels, who regarding your mother, to go up and worship Yah. And I was far from her, and the enemy knew that she was alone, and gave to her. She ate of the tree, which she had been told not to eat. Then she also gave me to eat. And God was wroth with us. And the Lord came into paradise, and called me in a terrible voice, and said, Adam, where art thou? Why hidest thou from my face? Shall the house be able to hide itself from its builder? And he said to me, Since thou hast abandoned my covenant, I have brought upon the body 72 strokes. The trouble of the first stroke is pain of the eyes, the second stroke an affliction of the hearing, and likewise in turn all the strokes I shall befall thee. So, give me just a moment here. Check the chat here. Make sure everything's going all right. So, all right. So far, so good. Just double checking. All right, let's continue. As he said this to his sons, Adam groaned sore and said, What shall I do? I am in great distress. And Eve wept and said, My Lord, Adam, rise up and give me half of thy trouble, and I will endure it. For it is my account that this has happened to thee. On my account thou art beset with toils and troubles. But Adam said to Eve, Arise, go with my son Seth near to paradise, and put earth upon your heads, and weep, and pray to God to have mercy upon me, and send his angel to paradise, and give me of the tree which the oil flow, and bring it to me, and I shall anoint myself, and I shall have rest from my complaint. Then Seth and Eve went towards paradise, and Eve saw her son, and a wild beast assailing him. And Eve wept and said, Woe is me! If I come to the day of resurrection, all those who have sinned will curse me, saying, Eve had not kept the commandment of God. And she spake to the beast, Thou wicked beast, fearest not thou to fight with the image of Yah? How is thy mouth open? How were thy teeth made strong? How did thou not call to mind the subjection? For long ago was thou made subject to the image of Yah. Then the beast cried out and said, It is not our concern, Eve, thy greed and thy wailing, but thy own. For it is from thee that rule of the beasts hath arisen. How was thy mouth open to eat all of the tree concerning which God enjoined thee not to eat of it? On this account our nature also had been transformed. Now therefore you can't endure it, if I begin to reprove thee. Then Seth spake to the beast, Close your mouth, and be silent, and stand off from the image of Yah until the day of judgment. Then saith to the beast, to Seth, Behold, I stand off from the image of Yah. And he went into his lair. And Seth went with Eve near paradise, and they wept there, and prayed to Yah to send his angel and give them the oil of mercy. And Yah sent the archangel Michael, and he spake to Seth, Seth, man of Yah, weary not thyself with prayers and entreaties concerning the tree with oil, to anoint thy father Adam, for it shall not be yours now, but in the end of times. Then shall all flesh be raised up from Adam, till that great day all shall be of the holy people. Then shall the delights of paradise be given to them, and God shall be in their minds. And they shall no longer sin before his face, for the evil heart shall be taken from them, and there shall be given them a heart understanding the good, to serve Yah only. But do you go back to your father? For the terms of his life have been fulfilled, and he will live 3 days from today, and will die. Excuse me. But when his soul is departing, you shall behold the awful scene of his passing. Thus spake the angel, and departed from them. And Seth and Eve came to the hut where Adam was laid. And Adam said to Eve, Eve, what has what hast thou wrought in us? Thou hast brought upon us a great wrath, which is death, lording it over all our race. And he said to her, Call all our children and our children's children, and tell them the manner of our transgression. Then said Eve to them, Hear all my children and children's children, and I will relate to you how the enemy deceived us. It befell that we were guarding paradise, each of us the portion allotted to us from Yah. Now I guarded in my lot the west and the south, but the devil went to Adam's lot, where the male creatures were. For Yah divided the creatures, all the males he gave to your father, and all the females he gave to me. And the devil spake to the serpent, saying, Rise up, come to me, and I will tell thee a word, whereby you may have profit. And he arose and came to him. And the devil said to him, I swear that thou art wiser than all the beasts. I have come to counsel ye. Why do thou eat of Adam's tares, and not of paradise? Rise up, and we will cause him to be cast out of paradise, even as we were cast out through him. The serpent said to him, I fear lest Yah be wroth with me. The devil said to him, Fear not, only be my vessel, and I will speak through your mouth words to deceive him. And and instantly he hung himself from the wall of paradise. And when the angels ascended to worship Yah, then Satan appeared in the form of an angel, and sang hymns like the angels. And I bent over the wall and saw him, like an angel. But he said to me, Are you Eve? And I said to him, I am. What are you doing in paradise? And I said to him, God set us to guard and to eat of it. The devil answered through the mouth of the serpent, Yea, we do well, but ye do not eat of every plant. And I said, Yea, we eat of all, save one only, which is in the midst of paradise, concerning which Yah has charged us not to eat of it. For he said to us, On the day which you eat of it, you shall surely die. Then the serpent said to me, May Yah live, but I am grieved on your account. For I would not have you ignorant, but arise, come hither, Hearken to me, and eat and mind the value of that tree. But I said to him, I fear lest Yah be wroth with me, as he told us. And he said to me, Fear not, for as soon as you eat of it, you too shall be as Yah, in that ye shall know good and evil. But Yah perceived this, that you would be like him. So he envied you, and said, Ye shall not eat of it. Nay, do thou give heed to the plant, Nay, do thou give heed to the plant, and thou wilt see its great glory. Yet I feared to take of the fruit. And he said to me, Come hither, and I will give it to thee. Follow me. And I opened to him, and he walked a little way, and he turned and said to me, I have changed my mind, and I will not give it to you to eat, until you swear to me to give also to your husband. And I said, What sort of oath shall I swear to you? Yet what I know I say to you, by the throne of the Master, and by the cherubim and the tree of life, I will also give my husband to eat. And when he had received the oath from me, he went out and poured upon the fruit of the poison of his wickedness, which is lust, the root and beginning of every sin. And he bent the branch on the earth, and I took the fruit, and I ate. Wow, that's some pretty powerful stuff. Alright, let me continue. And in that very hour my eyes were opened, and forthwith I knew that I was bearer of the righteousness which I had been clothed upon. And I wept and said, Why have you done this to me, in that you have deprived me of the glory which I was clothed? Excuse me. But I wept also about the oath which I had sworn. But he descended from the tree and vanished. And I began to seek in my nakedness, in my part, for leaves to hide my shame. But I found none, for as soon as I had eaten, the leaves showered down from all the trees in my part, except the fig tree only. But I took leaves from it, and made for myself a girdle, and it was from the very same plant of which I had eaten. Interesting. And I cried out in that very hour, Adam, Adam, where art thou? Rise up, come to me, and I will show you a great secret. But when your father came, I spake to him words of transgression, which have brought us down from our great glory. For when he came, I opened my mouth, and the devil was speaking. And I began to exhort him, and said, Come hither, my lord Adam. Hearken to me, and eat of the fruit of the tree, which Yah told us not to eat of, and you shall be as an Elohim. And your father answered and said, I fear lest God be wroth with me. And I said to him, Fear not, for as soon as you have eaten, you shall know good and evil. And I speedily persuaded him, and ate straightway, and his eyes were opened. And he too knew his nakedness, and said to me, O wicked woman, what have I done to you, that you have deprived me of the glory of Yah? Give me just a moment here. How's everybody doing? So, awesome. Yes, my new mic helps a lot. Yes. Hope everyone is enjoying it.
Hi. How you doing?
Alright, and we'll continue here. And in that same hour we heard the archangel Michael blowing with his trumpet, and calling the angels, and saying, Thus said Yah, Come with me to paradise, and and hear the judgment which I shall judge Adam. And when God appeared in paradise, mounted on the chariot of his cherubim, with the angels proceeding before him, singing hymns of praises. All the plants of paradise, both of your father's Lot and mine, broke out into flowers, and the throne of Yah was fixed where the tree of life was. And Yah called Adam, saying, Adam, where art thou? Can the house be hidden from the presence of its builder? Excuse me. Then your father answered, Is it not because we think not to be found by thee, Yah, that we hide? But I was afraid, because I am naked, and I was ashamed before my master. Yah said to him, Who showed you that you are naked, unless you have forsaken my commandment, which I delivered you to keep? Then Adam called to mind the words which I spake to him, saying, I will make you secure before Yah. And he turned and said to me, Why hast you done this? Why have you done this? Excuse me. And I said, The serpent deceived me. Yah said to Adam, Since you have disregarded my commandment and have hearkened to your wife, cursed is your labors. You shall work it, and it shall not give its strength. Thorns and thistles shall spring up for thee. In the sweat of your face you shall eat bread. By the way, speaking about the ground. Thou shalt not be in manifold toils. You shall be crushed by bitterness, but of sweetness you shall not taste. Weary shall you be, and shall not rest. And by heat you shall be tired, and by cold you shall be straitened. Abundantly shall you busy yourself, but you shall not be rich, and you shall grow fat, but come to no end. The beast over you, who you did rule, shall rise up in rebellion against you, for thou hast not kept my commandment. And Yah turned to me and said, Since you have hearkened to the serpent, and turned a deaf ear to my commandment, you shall be in throes of travail, and intolerable agonies. You shall bear children in trembling, and in 1 hour you shall come to the birth, and lose your life from your sore trouble and anguish. But you shall confess and say, Yah, Yah, save me, and I will turn no more to the sin of the flesh, and on his account, from your own words I will judge you, by reason of the enmity which the enemy has planted in thee. But he turned to the serpent in great wrath, and said, Since thou hast done this, and become a thankless vessel, until you have deceived the innocent hearts, accursed are you among all the beasts. You shall be deprived of the victual of which you did eat, and shall feed on the dust all the days of your life. On your breast and your belly you shall walk, and be robbed of your hands and feet. There shall not be left of your ear or your wing or one limb of all that which you did to ensnare them in your malice, and cause them to be cast out of paradise. And I will put enmity between you and his seed, and he shall bruise your head, and you shall bruise his heel, until the day of judgment. Thus he spake, and bade the angels leave us cast out of paradise. And as we were being driven out amid our loud lamentations, your father Adam besought the angels and said, Leave me a little space, that I may entreat Yah, that he have compassion on me, and pity me. For I only have sinned. And they left off driving him. And Adam cried aloud, and wept, saying, Pardon me, O Yah, my deed. Then Yah said to the angels, Why have you ceased from driving Adam from paradise? Why do you not cast him out? Is it I who have done wrong? Or is my judgment badly judged? Then the angels fell down on the ground and worshipped Yah, saying, You are just, O Yah, and you are righteous, and you judge righteous judgment. But Yah turned to Adam and said, I will not suffer you henceforth to be in paradise. And Adam said, Grant me, O Yah, the tree of life, that I may eat of it before I be cast out. Then Yah spoke to Adam, You shall not take of it now, for I have commanded the cherubim with the flaming sword that turn every way to guard it from thee, that you not taste of it. But you, but you have the war which the adversary had put into you, yet you have gone out of paradise. If you should keep yourself from all evil, as one about to die. When again the resurrection had come to pass, I will raise you up, and then there shall be given to you the tree of life. Thus spoke Yah, and ordered us to be cast out of paradise. But your father wept before the angels opposite paradise, and the angels said to him, What would you have us to do, Adam? And your father said to them, Behold, you cast me out, I pray you, allow me to take away fragrant herbs from paradise, so that I may offer an offering to Yah after I have gone out of paradise, that he hear me. And the angels approached Yah and said, Yah El, eternal King, command my Lord that there be given to Adam incense of sweet odor from paradise, and seeds for his food. And the angels let him go, and he took 4 kinds, crocus, nard, calamus, and cinnamon, and the other seeds for his food. And after taking these, he went out of paradise, and we were on the earth. Now then, my children, I have shown you the way which we were deceived, and do you guard yourselves from transgressing against the good? And when Eve had said this in the midst of her sons, while Adam was lying ill and bound to die, after a single day from the sickness which had fastened upon him, she said to him, How is it that you die and I live? Or how long have I to live after you are dead? Tell me. And Adam said to her, Reek not of this, for you tarry not after me, but even both of us are to die together, and shall live in my place. But when I die, anoint me, and let no man touch me, until the angel of Yah shall speak somewhat concerning me. For Yah will not forget me, but will seek his own creature. Now arise, rather, and pray to Yah, till I give up my spirit into his hands, who gave it to me. For we know not how we are to meet our Maker, whether he be wroth with us, or be merciful, and intend to pity and receive us. And Eve rose up, and went outside, and fell on the ground, and began to say, I have sinned, O God, O Yah. I have sinned, O Yah of all. I have sinned against thee. I have sinned against the elect angels. I have sinned against the cherubim. I have sinned against your fearful and unshakable throne. I have sinned before you, and all sin had begun through my doing in creation. Even thus prayed Eve on her knees, and behold, the angel of humanity came to her, and raised her up, and said, Rise up, Eve, from your penitence, and behold, Adam your husband has gone out of his body. Rise up, and behold his spirit borne aloft to his Maker. Excuse me. And Eve rose up and wiped off her tears with her hand. And the angel said to her, Lift up yourself from the earth. And she gazed steadfast into heaven, and beheld a chariot of light, borne by 4 bright eagles. And it were impossible for any man born of a woman to tell you the glory of them, or to behold their face. An angel was going before the chariot, and when they came to the place where your father Adam was, the chariot halted, and the seraphim and I beheld golden censers between your father and the chariot. And all the angels with the censers and frankincense came in haste to the incense offering, and blew it, and the smoke of the incense filled the firmament. And the angels fell down and worshipped Yah, crying aloud, saying, Yah El, Holy One, have pardon, for he is your image and the work of your holy hands. And I, Eve, beheld 2 great and fearful wonders standing in the presence of Yah. And I wept for fear, and I cried aloud to my son Seth, and said, Rise up, Seth, from the body of thy father Adam, and come to me, and thou shalt see a spectacle which no man's eye had yet beheld. Then Seth arose and came to his mother, and to her he said, What is your trouble? Why weepest? And she said to him, Look up and see with your own eyes the 7 heavens open, and see how the soul of thy father lies on its face, and all the holy angels are praying on his behalf, and saying, Pardon him, Father of all, for he is thy image. Pray, my child. Seth, what shall this mean? And excuse me. And will he one day be delivered into the hands of the invisible Father, even our Yah? But who are the two Negroes who stand by at the prayers for the father Adam? Interesting. It didn't say that in the separate version. And Seth telleth his mother that they are the sun and moon, and themselves fall down and pray on behalf of my father Adam. Eve saith to him, And where is their light? And why have they taken on such a black appearance? Excuse me. And Seth answered her, The light hath not left them, but they cannot shine before the light of the universe, the Father of light. And on this account the light has been hidden from them. Now while Seth was saying this to his mother, lo, an angel blew the trumpet, and there stood up all the angels, and they were lying on their faces. And they cried aloud in an awful voice, and said, Blessed be the glory of Yah from the works of his making. For he had pitied Adam, the creature of his hands. But when the angels had said these words, lo, there came one of the seraphim with 6 wings, and snatched up Adam, and carried him off into the Arcusian lake, and washed him thrice in the presence of Yah. And Yah said to him, Adam, what hast thou done? If you had kept my commandments, there would be no rejoicing among these who are bringing you down to this place. Excuse me. Yet I and thy grief will I turn to joy, and I will transform thee to thy former glory, and set thee on the throne of thy deceiver. But he shall be cast into this place, to see you sitting above him. Then he shall be condemned, and they that heard him, and he shall be grieved sore when he see you sitting on his honorable throne. And he stayed there 3 hours, lying down, and thereafter the Father of all, sitting on his holy throne, stretched out his hand, and took Adam, and handed him over to the archangel Michael, saying, Lift him up into paradise, unto the third heaven, and leave him there, until that fearful day of my reckoning, which I will make in the world. Then Michael took Adam and left him where Yah told him. But after this, the archangel asked concerning the laying out of the remains. And Yah commanded that all the angels should assemble in his presence, each in his order. And all the angels assembled, some having censers in their hands, and others shofars. And lo, Yahuwah Sabaoth came on 4 winds, and drew him, and cherubim mounted on the winds, and the angels from heaven escorting him. And they came to the earth, where was the body of Adam. And they came to paradise, and all the leaves of paradise were stirred, so that all men begotten of Adam slept from the fragrance, save Seth alone, because he was born according to the appointment of God. Then Adam's body lay there, in paradise, on the earth, and Seth grieved exceedingly over him. It's pretty amazing. Let's continue here. And then Yah spake to the archangels Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, and Raphael, Go away to paradise in the third heaven, and strew linen clothes, and cover the body of Adam, and bring oil of the oil of fragrance, and pour it over him. And they acted thus, did the great angels, and they prepared him for burial. And Yah said, Let the body of Abel also be brought. And they brought other linen cloths, and prepared his body also. For he was unburied since the day when Cain his brother slew him. For wicked Cain took great pains to conceal him, but could not. For the earth would not receive him. For the body sprang up from the earth, and a voice went out of the earth, saying, I will not receive a companion body, till the earth which was taken and fashioned in me cometh to me. At that time the angels took it, and placed it on a rock, till Adam his father was buried. And both were buried, according to the commandment of Yah. In the spot where Yah found the dust, he caused the place to be dug for 2. And Yah sent 7 angels to paradise, and they brought many fragrant spices, and planted them in the earth. And they took the 2 bodies, and placed them in the spot which they had digged and built. So, let me just check here, make sure everything's good. So all right. Yes, my new microphone works pretty awesome. So, just checking the chat here, making sure everything's all good still. We'll continue here. And Yah called and said, Adam, Adam. And the body answered from the earth and said, Here I am, Yah. And Yah said to him, I told you that you are earth, and shall return. Again I promise to you the resurrection. I will raise up in the resurrection with every man who is of your seed. After these words, Yah made his seal and sealed the tomb, that no one might do anything to him for 6 days, till his rib should return to him. Then Yah and his angels went to their place, and Eve also, when the 6 days were fulfilled, fell asleep. But while she was living, she wept bitterly about Adam's falling asleep, for she knew not where he was laid. For when Yah came to paradise to bury Adam, she was asleep, and her sons too, except Seth, until he bade Adam be prepared for burial. And no man knew on earth, except her son Seth. And Eve prayed in the honor of her death, that she might be buried in place where her husband Adam was. And after she had finished her prayer, she said, Yah, Master, Yahweh of all rule, estrange not me thy handmaiden from the body of Adam, for from his members did thou make me, but deem me both led astray and transgress the command, but were not separated. Even so, Yah, do not separate us now. But after she had prayed, she gazed heavenwards, and groaned aloud, and smote her breast, and said, Yahweh Sabaoth, receive my spirit. And straightway she delivered up her spirit. And Michael came and taught Seth how to prepare Eve for burial. And there came 3 angels, and they buried her body where Adam's body was, and Abel's. And thereafter Michael spake to Seth, and said, Lay out in this wise every man that dieth till the day of resurrection. And after giving him this rule, he said to him, Mourn not beyond 6 days, but on the 7th day rest and rejoice on it, because on that very day Yah rejoices with, yea, and we angels too, with the righteous soul, who had passed away from the earth. Even thus spake the angel, and ascended into heaven, glorifying Yah, and saying, Hallelujah! Holy, 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 holy is Yah, in the glory of Yah the Father. For to him it is to give glory, and honor, and worship, with the eternal life-giving Spirit, now and always and forever. Amen. Holy, holy, holy is Yahweh Sabaoth, to whom be glory and power forever and ever. And the archangel Yoel glorified Yah, saying, Holy, 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 Yah, heaven and earth are full of your glory. All right. So,
Hi.
there's Callan. Awesome. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the reading. If there's any questions, I'll stick around here for a minute and answer them, hopefully. I just think it's pretty amazing how this story correlates directly with the story of Adam and Eve, or the book of Genesis. It just goes more in depth into the life of Adam and Eve. And you can find this writing in the Eth Sefer in the Bereshith book, which is the copy I have, or you can go online and find it, and there's many resources to find it. But I pray you guys enjoyed this reading, and I pray you guys have a blessed evening, and I will definitely be doing this again. So have a blessed evening, Mishpaha.